I fall apart like a wet cigarette. I buy the smoke, you pay the rent. I walk the line like there ain't nothing left. If you say you wouldn't mind, my dear, the track's still claiming that my lines are full. And if you say you wouldn't mind, my dear, my old man claiming that the corks are full.
Welcome to Buzz Moncton. We're talking with David R. Elliott here this time. And David R. Elliott, it's important that you remember the R. We'll ask him about that, why that is. But he's one of the most significant new artists right now on the East Coast. He's got his second album just released. It's called Sunshine, and we're going to talk to him about that and some other things too. Welcome to BuzzMoncton.com, David.
Thanks for having me there,
Yeah,
Terry.
it's a pleasure for us to be talking with you.
Yeah.
So, David R. Elliott. Not too many people have their middle initial in there. What's the significance?
Stick it
I
in
have
there.
to ask.
I think it's like a partly OCD thing for me because it looks more even to me to have the two sort of equal words with just like the pillar in the middle. I don't know. It stands for Roy.
Interesting.
I never met Roy. I think he was my uncle or something.
Okay, cool.
But I think like David R. Elliott looks nice on CDs.
It does, and when
That's my thing.
And I notice your signature a lot, and
Yeah.
it just kind of fits there.
They tell me branding's important.
It
I don't
is
know.
very.
I put my signature on everything.
Yeah, well, good on you.
It's not going to be good later because when I give people autographs, it'll be worth less money, bro. My signature's on all the CDs. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what. Thanks for answering the question. It's Roy. Perfect. Now, the jacket. I see this jacket. You're wearing this jacket all the time. You got Hank on one side. You got Nirvana over here. You've got Cash. And the reason I'm pointing all this out is when I listen to your music, I really hear a lot of those influences in there.
Okay, that's good.
More so Nirvana, I find, on the Sunshine.
On this record, for sure, yeah.
But on the previous one, Rearrange, there was a whole multitude of things going on in there for music and textures and emotions and moods and styles.
Sort of a rootsier vibe on that.
But what's really cool, I think, is that you have so many varied statements on the one album where a lot of acts today, they seem to want to create that one sound and kind of go with it. So was that intentional or did it just happen organically?
Yeah, I have a very short attention span for my own music. When I make a record, I don't want to just kind of do one thing for the record because if I was listening to it, which I do, it'll lose my attention partway through. Okay. So for me, it's like I like a record to take you on sort of a journey, to use sort of a cliche, but like this album starts sort of like very in your face and it's loud and it's guitar noise and it's sort of like this 90s grunge rock thing, and then you get to the midway point and there's the like sort of sparse piano duet, and then like there's like pop on it and like sort of R&B tinged sort of stuff, and then by the time you get to the end, it ends with like a couple minutes of just noise, and I like that. That's keeps you on your toes.
Well, it was fun listening, and that's exactly what I was experiencing as I was kind of weeding my way through the album.
Right.
Tell me about the lady who's doing a lot of duet work. She's on like at least 3 tracks, right?
Yeah, she's on more than that actually. She's on Real Love, and she's on a bunch of the songs because I brought her in to do some vocals on Believing in Iron, which is sort of the shoegaze moment of the album. It's the 3rd track with sort of the thick guitar noise and feedback and stuff. And I wanted her to layer her vocals at the end, and I also wanted her to do some singing on Lead On, which is the sort of sparse guitar, bit of a duet happening there.
Was it written that way? Was it written as a duet?
Lead On wasn't, but Real Love I wrote a long time ago, 6 years ago or something.
Oh, is that right?
And that was always a duet. I wrote it for 2 voices.
She really captured the emotion on that with you.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to do that song with her. I wasn't sure who I was going to do it with. But it ended up, when she was in the studio, there was sort of the quality and tone of her voice translated really well on the tape. We do everything to tape on my records, so when we listened to it back, it was like, we should probably get all we can get out of this. So I started
Yeah.
trying her on more stuff, and then I sent her the duet, and I asked her, do you think you'd want to try this? And we did it. That's a live recording of there's one microphone for both our vocals, and a piano, and we're all standing in a room together.
Fantastic.
Playing.
You've worked with two of the more in-demand producers on the East Coast for both of these efforts.
Good guys.
Yeah, Mike Trask for the first Rearrange, and now this one here with Charles Austin of the Echo Chamber. One has to ask, there's a lineup to work with these guys. Do you know them from a past life?
Well, yeah, Rearrange was produced by Mike.
Yeah, okay.
This record was produced by me, and they were both engineered by Charles.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happened is when we were doing, I was doing some shows, before I met Mike, and he was on the road with Owen Steele. You might have heard of.
Name's familiar.
Yeah, Owen's incredible. And they were doing some shows, and they did one with me when they were in St. John. We did this house show together, and Mike saw part of my set, and he's a nice guy. We met him, we parted ways, and I didn't really think anything of it. Okay. And I was working on my first proper release then, Sam Hill, which was the first CD that I put out. And he just messaged me one day, and he was like, "You should let me produce your record." And I didn't really know him well, but I was like, I'll check it out. And I checked out sort of his really lo-fi stuff that he was doing, and I thought if he likes recording noisy tape lo-fi stuff, we'll probably get along reasonably well. And he had worked with Jim Henman, who and a couple other names that stuck out to me, Garrett Mason, and so I trusted him from sort of his pedigree, and because he wanted to go to Echo Chamber, where I had wanted to go for a long time, and I had obviously heard of Charles.
Right.
And I knew a lot of records that Charles had made, and when I went in the studio with Mike, I was intimidated to meet Charles until I met him, and he's this big, goofy, friendly, awesome guy, and it's super chill.
All right.
But I don't think I don't have plans to record anywhere else anytime soon. I love Echo Chamber, and I love being there, and I don't think I could have produced this record well without Charles there engineering and sort of helping me along and making sure I don't screw it up.
Right on. The CD launch tour is where what you're doing now. What happens next? I mean, summer is basically just getting underway here. Where's it going to take you?
We're doing just the East Coast dates now. So we did Halifax, St. John, Fredericton, Moncton tonight, Sackville tomorrow, and then in the fall, in September, we're going to do sort of a wider spread, go down in Ontario and Quebec and do all that kind of thing. So between now and then, it's going to be a lot of boring sending emails, trying to get people to cover the record, and festivals, and playing Shifty Bits Circus in Fredericton, which is a festival I play every year. Okay. And some shows with Mike's band. I play guitar in Mike's band, The Precious Memories, and we have some festival gigs. So it's
just
be a
busy year.
It'll be busy stuff, and then it'll ramp up even more in the fall. Yeah. And then once it gets really cold, I'll go back in the studio. that's my plan.
That's how it should work.
Yeah,
really.
Might make a honky tonk record.
Well, listen. You probably could.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, but David, all the best to you on the Sunshine album and all your plans for 2015.
Thanks so much.
From what I've heard, man, I think you're just going to be in demand. I think for quite a while.
Cool. Well, I hope so.
You got a real cool sound about you.
Thank you so much. Great meeting you.
Yeah. For David R. Elliott, I'm Terry at buzzmoncton.com. Be sure to check out our events page to find out what's going on tonight in your city, and all the videos on Buzz TV.
But if you say you wouldn't mind, my dear, the track's still claiming that my lines are full. And if you say you wouldn't mind, my dear, it's okay for a little bit of I think it's okay.